So this is 5,500 mile service inspection, 2,000 miles since my last service. I have not blown this out in 1,000 miles. There's virtually just a light coating of dust. Really impressed for 1,000 miles how little dust there is in there. Now, disclaimer, not everyone's going to have the same results as I am. I know Boudreaux too, he had dust build up within a couple hundred miles. So, the decision to go greaseless or greased is up to you. With my results, I'm sticking greaseless. So let me just, so a little bit came out when I took the sheave off. Just a little bit right there. These older generation sliders, they look pretty good. So now I'm going to go over the wear at 5,500 miles. Didn't realize it, but it's been 2,000 miles since my last sheave service. I thought it was only 1,000, but it's been 2,000. So this is my fixed primary. And one thing I didn't cover before is check the manual. The service manual covers it. But when you're checking for wear, take a straight edge and see if you can see any light between the straight edge and the sheave face. You want to do it in a perpendicular fashion or the radius. But the fixed sheave, virtually no wear. And that's one of the less stressed components. Your primary, fixed and sliding, are going to have less wear than your secondary. Your secondary sheaves really get wear compared to the primary. Here's my secondary sliding. So once again, I'm going to take my straight edge, and there's a little bit of light you can see there. That's acceptable wear. If you have major dips or grooves that you can see through that, then you might have an issue. But I suspect these sheaves, the secondary sheave set, I could probably go 7,500 miles easily. I may be able to push it to 10,000 miles. The wear at this point on my sheaves are on the belt faces, and I'll show you more later. So here's a fixed secondary. You can barely see light through there. So it's pretty even wear. So another thing, and this is really a call out to Tank Seal, is these grease seals, the wipers, I'm going to reuse. Reason being is they're still holding tension. So they're still going to do their job. The O-rings, I was really tempted to reuse them, but I have spares on hand. So, but you see my previous video, I coated these with Tank Seal, and they look brand new. They're not, they haven't compressed. And the easy way to see that is I put the one back on the end here, and I have to force this spring cup on. If it goes on too easily, your seals, your O-rings are worn. But I could really reuse this again, but I'll keep it as a spare in any case. So my spring cup, no, there's no wear. I can take my fingernail and it doesn't catch on anything. I can't feel anything, and it's polished. And the more polished this gets, the better it is. So this is 5,500 miles on the new RMAX redesigned spring cup. You X2, X4 owners, you really need to upgrade to this spring cup with the rubber sleeve. So this will go at least 7,500 miles. Once again, maybe 10,000. That's a spring cup. Here's my primary sliding collar. Nice and polished. Let's see. For my Weller Racing sheave setup, they offer a yellow secondary spring. I'm going to stick with the stock. Reason being is my goal is maximum fuel efficiency and top speed and lower cruising RPMs. Those of you guys with larger tires and don't do any high-speed riding at all, you may want to go with the yellow spring, as it'll keep you in a lower ratio longer and you'll have more low-end torque longer throughout the driving range. My belt. So my belt is, I marked it down and I'll edit the video with what the specs were. It's still within usable specs. It's in really good condition. The only cracking is in the valleys of the ribs, and that's kind of normal. No cracking on the sides. It's nice and pliable. So, and I attribute a lot of this to Tink Seal. My secondary is so, when I took the spring off my secondary and I slid it back and forth to open and close it, it was smooth. What I might do this time around when I'm greasing it is I may not pack these channels as full. Maybe leave just maybe 3/4 full. So here's my wear. 5,500 miles of my sliding secondary. Trying to get some lighting here. There you go. You can see on this surface here, nice and polished. There's no gouging. My pin slider holes, they're zero wear. I can't move these pins. There's no wobbling, and they go in there nice and tight. So Tink Seal is doing its job. The only wear on my secondary sheaves is from the belt surfaces, and that's minimized because it's working efficiently and it's not binding. So it's not wearing the belt excessively. I'll get a closer shot of the belt now that I'm out of the holder. I mean, the belt looks excellent. Only cracking you see is in the valley of the ribs. Get a better shot of the spring cup. Nice polished surface, and I'm going to reuse this. There's no need to replace this. and guide pins themselves. Nice polished surface there. So I'll reuse those.